We're back. This is Dr. Amy Hahn D.D.S, my personal dentist. And so I thought I'd bring her on to give you best and worst teeth whiteners over the counter in the office, what you should splurge on and what you can absolutely skip on.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna let her take the floor.
I was gonna answer a lot of commonly asked questions that I get, like all of the things you see on Instagram, all of the things you see on Pinterest. Those are the biggest questions I get. The littlest questions I get are, which toothpaste should I use? So I'll give you some pointers on that. If you're into like trying to whiten, there is no toothpaste, there is no product that cleans your teeth that's going to whiten your teeth. Any differently than any other product. All
Burst my bubble all the time.
It'll make you very sad. But all the teeth cleaners are gonna clean the surface stains. That's all they do. So your mouthwashes and such that say they're whitening, that's just, if you like it, use it, but it is not whitening your teeth. Teeth are much like your skin. It would be akin to saying, I washed my skin, I got the freckles off. It's not how it works. Like, it takes a much deeper treatment to get rid of a pigment that deep. So you can't do it with something surface stain related. And surface stains include like coffee and tea. And they're typically very rare. Very few people actually get those, but every one of my patients thinks they do. Everyone thinks their teeth are brown and yellow. And so as soon as they get their teeth cleaned, they want that feeling and they want that color. And that's the best time to whiten, because then there's nothing on your teeth. If you have not had a cleaning lately, don't waste any dollars on cleaning products, or I'm sorry, whitening products, because you're gonna put that on and it just works on your plaque. And then why do you want, you don't want that. So you need clean teeth to whiten them. The Pinterest products, or the Pinterest recommendations, are usually kind of silly. They're usually very homeopathic type stuff, which is totally cool, but I try all of this stuff on myself just to see what it does and to give you guys real advice. Like the charcoal thing, all that kind of stuff, oil pulling, things like that, all have benefit. They're not doing any miracle cures.
I oil pulled for over a year.
Me too. I've done it. I have like nothing against it. It is not hurting anyone, but it is not, also is not doing anything super beneficial for you. Maybe a little bit. I'm not knocking it. The charcoal thing is obviously a joke, kind of an optical illusion. I just painted my teeth black and then I rinse it off so they look super white. It doesn't actually do anything but trick your little iris, or whichever, that was funny, whichever part of your eye sees color.
What about that big light on Instagram, the giant like?
Right, so light, perfect question. So for a long time, I don't know if you guys remember the brand new Zoom whitening.
Yeah.
It was advertised as being better or more effective because it had a UV light that activated the chemicals. These chemicals are activated by oxygen, guys, not light. So it was always a farce. It was always just something that I think was a marketing gimmick for patients to feel like, I got the best kind of whitening and I paid $1,000 for it. You can whiten your teeth with basic stuff that you find at the drugstore. I will tell you that the only thing I know that's clinically proven effective are Crest white strips.
Okay, so definitely good with Crest white strips.
Yeah, for your budget thing, do that. I mean,
but you're not endorsing any other whiteners over the counter?
Over the counter whiteners, there's nothing at the drugstore that's gonna work,
okay,
for sure. Like, I can't promise you you'll get good results except for Crest white strips.
Okay.
The only drawbacks to white strips are that they require your participation. Like, you have to actually wear them for 21 days, and I've tried it, I don't know, 6 or 7 times and never gotten past 14 days. So if you are a better man than I, go for it. But it also causes a lot of sensitivity. It's a high dose at once. And so if that happens to you, that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just need to space it out like every 3-4 days. Let everything kind of like surface smear back up so that you don't have so much opening of the pores of your teeth at once that the temperature is more rapidly progressive.
Well, and I've gotten so sensitive from using Crest white strips, but I did a procedure in your office that I freaking loved where you protected the gum line.
Right.
And then you whitened,
right?
And that was magical. What was that?
So the in-office whitening treatments are working with the same exact ingredients that you can get in the over-the-counter Crest white strips, okay? But they're a higher dosage, meaning they can hurt soft tissue like your gums. Like Sarah was just saying, we put a protective barrier over most of the stuff that would touch. It's not going to cause any permanent damage or anything. It doesn't even really.
What's the name of that procedure? Like, if somebody were to call and schedule that, what do they ask for? So what
Sarah had done is in-office whitening. There are 2 different levels of in-office whitening, and you will know if you need the more intensive level because you will have tried to whiten your teeth before, and you'll tell your dentist this, say, you know, I've tried white strips or whatever, and I've never noticed anything changing. Or someone like myself that just happens to be interested in this part of dentistry, I can just tell by looking which enamel is going to have a good result and which isn't. I'll still let you try it, but I will tell you, I don't think you're gonna get a very good result. just so you have realistic expectations, because if it is not boing as soon as we take that whitening gel off, people are so sad. So
It's true.
there are certain types of people that have to do it more than once. You know what I mean? And it's what, 30 minutes? Was that what your experience was?
It was a while.
15, 20,
yeah.
30. And you kind of have like your lips all propped up and give you a movie or a book or something to entertain yourself.
What's that called?
It's called Opalescence is the brand I'm using right now.
Opal?
Opal.
Opal.
Yeah.
Opal Essence.
It's a super common brand that lots of
Opal
dentists
Essence.
use. It's probably one of the top selling brands. I've been back and forth, used it, then went to other products. It works great. It's pretty reliable, old standard kind of thing. And Invisalign has just partnered up with Opalescence to be delivering whitening while you're in your Invisalign, which is kind of a new thing. For the longest period of time, people freaked out that those little buttons that we put on your teeth to hold your trays and move your teeth would leave like weird spots if you whitened while you were doing your Invisalign. So it's been like, do the thing with the braces and the Invisalign and then whiten. And now you can do it all at once. They're saying that it's all porous, like the materials that we use to put those little bonded things on are porous. So it should, I'm not saying I would try it on myself. I'm just saying it must work if they're pushing it that big nationally, so, or internationally, I should say.
Which in-office treatment are you not a fan of, and why?
Like we were just talking about, the light activated stuff. I keep seeing on my Instagram this little light activated
Yes,
one.
that's the one.
I've seen it lots of times and it keeps making a resurge. Like
And then they do this with skin, and you know, people come in and they ask me, they're like, what do you think about this? It's marketing. There's so much marketing. And honestly, the reason I'm having Amy on right now, and I don't know if you've noticed on this channel, I don't do that. I don't get paid for this stuff, and you cannot pay your way on my channel in order to have your stuff pushed. It's not happening. It's never going to happen.
Well, and as a care provider, I was saying, I always use this stuff on myself first, because if it burns or tingles or has a gross taste, I will tell you ahead of time, and then you have no bad reaction. You don't freak out. You don't have this fear that I'm not aware of what you're going through and can't tell me, you know, because half the time your mouth is occupied, you can't communicate. So you worry that I don't know what you're experiencing. So I try to be more in tune with your experience than that, and that's how I end up.
Never had somebody so in tune as this one.
But I always am trying to figure out like the fun questions too, because everybody really only wants to know about the fun stuff. No one wants to talk to me about the gross parts of what I do. So the whitening is by far the popular thing that we do.
Yeah.
And so the in-office whitening that is newish to me, it's been around a long time, it's spelled K-O-R, core, is super intensive. Like it's the only thing that will whiten teeth that won't whiten otherwise. So if you've tried it before, or if you have funky enamel, or if you had childhood enamel defects, or any of these kinds of things, that is the newest, coolest thing that I have discovered, so you don't have to go get a bunch of dental work. In the past, if we couldn't whiten your teeth and they were kind of gray is the one that is, you can't, I mean, yellow, I don't know, it sort of blends in. Everybody in Europe has yellow teeth and no one cares. The gray though looks like you're,
They have accents.
looks like you just came back from the medieval times. You know what I mean? Everybody looks at it kind of like the first thing they notice. People with grayish discoloration, that's from antibiotic staining and in utero usually. There's nothing they can do about it, and they grow up like this and they hate it. So in the past we've always had to veneer them like ear to ear, or crowns or something that would completely block out any color. But now you got lots more options with this core whitening. So if your dentist does not know about core whitening, I would suppose you could go to the core website and find providers.
And I'm linking her dental practice, so in Kansas City, because it's hands down the best. And I know that's subjective, no, but like every single person I send is kind of obsessed with the office and how it runs. And you're always very innovative and forward thinking, so I appreciate that. And that's why I wanted you to come on. So to recap, Crest whitening strips over the counter are really the only things that
if you're gonna spend $80 on something, at least that will work.
Okay, and then in office, core is the latest and greatest.
Yeah, that's the best. They make a regular whitening too. Like we use core regular whitening and Opalescence sometimes. I can't remember which one you had. And really, I let the assistants pick, because they're the ones administering half the treatment, and so they see your results and they talk to people. So I say, and they know why I would choose what I choose. They're the smartest people I work with. So, you know what I mean? I just let them kind of have the intuition with the patient to say, this product will be better for this person. If they're super sensitive or kind of nervous, you know, let's go with the gentle.
Yes. So I hope that helps you guys a ton, because we just essentially weeded out God knows how many products that are on the market claiming to whiten your teeth in minutes or in a few sessions. And just like skin, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Now you can get that sort of like instant gratification, but in order to keep moving the right direction, you have to do your part at home, you know, keeping up with it. So if you have any questions, comment below. Amy, thank you so
Thanks for
much.
having me on.
You are the shit.
Thank
and
you.
I love you. And
Appreciate
you guys, if you liked this content, click like, share it with a friend, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.